people call in and they say, you're covering up, you know, for the Jews and all this stuff. Somebody was here saying I'm a shill. But there was one guy up there. He hung up. I was going to him next. It said I was an Israeli shill. It's like this magic term, like, well, to them, it's like saying you're a child molester or something. And I'm opening the phones up, people that agree, disagree with this. And I know that people that are going to disagree are going to make personal attacks on me and claim I work for the Israelis. That is the consummate, perennial, ongoing thing that's said with no proof, no evidence. It's just crazy. I'm going to go to these callers here. I don't care if people disagree with me. In fact, I'll go to the head of the line if you do. But I'm not going to go into a little victory lap about how I'm a Russian agent or I'm an Israeli agent.
You are a secret operative of Israel, and your job is to distract the world and get them to blame the Americans and the Europeans to take the distraction off the Jews, who really are the evil ones.
You are a master of mixing fact with fiction and also of the PSYOP, and I just wanted to say that I really agree with that, with his characterization, and you expend a lot of time and energy deflecting attention away from ground zero of the New World Order, which is organized Jewry. Well, I checked the names of all the people that you talked about for the past 11 years that are agents of the New World Order, whatever you want to call it, the elites, the globalists. Almost all of them are Jewish, so that begged the question. I didn't know anything about Jewish power. I looked it up on the internet. I said, well, what percentage of the population do Jews make up? When I found out that they'd never made up more than 1 or 2% of the population of the United States. But I checked the bios. I ended up calling it a bio check. They're almost all Jews. Everybody you talk about on your show for the past 11 years, almost all of them are Jewish. How is that irrelevant?
Well, I mean, what do these people have in common?
Well, you're saying they're Jewish.
They're Zionist Jews, and they're all heavily involved in both our government, our media, and 9/11. And we don't talk about that as a group. Why?
Well, again, an incredibly complex issue.
What do you have to say about the fact that all of these groups are controlled by people that come from a tiny, minuscule part of the world population and a tiny, minuscule part of the population of Western civilization and America, et cetera, that these people are primarily Jewish? I thought you would be the perfect person to ask that question.
Well, I mean, actually, I've heard Savage talk about the fact that there is a ton of Jewish people in the New World Order, and it's because they use the support and the culture and the history they've got to be bad actors and be evil people. I appreciate your call. Jeremy in Kansas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, Alex, thank you. If we want to turn Trump into an asset of the Republic rather than a tool of vulture billionaires, the military-industrial complex, and the Zionist power configuration, then you're going to have to start telling the truth about Zionist power in the United States of America.
Okay, you're on the air. Did you hear what I said? You can say whatever you want, but this BS about me, you're on the air. You're being listened to right now, big man.
Yes, so the main group that's very dangerous around Trump is the Netanyahu faction. You need to help us speak these truths. Have on people like Dr. Kevin Barrett, Christopher Bolin.
All right. I appreciate your call. I mean, there you go with who you're saying I should have on. I'm not going to get into that first person you mentioned. See, you just got on air, unscreened. You just said what you wanted to, and then it went back to, I need to have on, I'm covering up. And it's the same mental illness. Just you do it each time, you know, and then it's you need to, even though they're on the air. But you notice the anti-Israel crowd, they really think they're good guys. And they're calling in saying, go after Israel. You know, they're bad, Alex. Why are you, doing this for them?
If any foreign state has a criminal level of influence over U.S. elections, it's Israel. That's the deep state. It's Zog, it's Israel and its agents in the media of the United States, the mainstream media, and in the government. They're the ones that have the criminal level of influence over our elections. Not Russia, to have the criminal level of influence over our elections. To have the criminal level of influence over our elections. Not Russia.
All right. I appreciate your call. Here's the deal. Israel is a diverse political system.
Also wants to talk about Kushner. As I'm a shill, I won't talk about Trump and Kushner. Oh, I'm such a shill. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, you just made the comment about no matter who we put into office, we get the same results once they're in office. So do you think that it might be good to do more exploration of exactly who is the real continuity of government behind all these administrations?
Well, I think it's tough. I think that it's tough. Probably more than half of the COG that we want to identify is just unidentifiable. It's behind a mask. It's behind international corporation. It's behind Exxon getting a new pipeline into Syria. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think that's true, and I don't think you think that's true.
Okay, then what exactly?
Don't want to say it.
Well, what do you want? What are we missing, Pat?
Hey, could I break in here for a second?
We're missing the PNAC picture, which they can change it from neoliberal to neoconservative to, Chabad Lubavitch or whatever, but it's the taboo subject that you don't seem to want to deal with.
What is it that you're saying we don't want to deal with exactly? Because you're here on the air.
The Zionist continuum that keeps controlling for their benefit.
So you're one of the people that thinks the Jews control everything.
Oh, hey, hold on. We have our resident.
Hold on. Let's go to our resident Jewish person here who's ready to go.
I was going to comment on something.
No, we're going to let you talk. Don't worry.
Okay, I was going to comment on something that happened 2 steps before this, and let's keep it at there, because the Zionist thing is obviously way over the heads of most of our...
Well, this is why you have no
let me step back a few steps.
Hey, you guys, I said this before. When the caller's not talking, you got to pot the caller down, guys. You got to bring it down so we can talk.
Step this back.
Pat, go ahead. Finish up. I know we cut you off. We're evil. Finish up. Tell us what we're doing wrong.
I just want to point out that you immediately jumped to... infer that I was some kind of an anti-Semite or something by saying...
You're the one that went there, Pat.
I never said Jew.
You said Zionist continuum. What were you referring to?
And there are a lot of Christian Zionists. Now, I think you need to talk about the project of the new American century and how this has unfolded since 9/11. These wars against Syria did not begin in 2011.
I agree.
The first Arab Spring was in 2005. Okay, and that was arranged by the CIA and the Mossad in Lebanon, and the specific reason was to take out Assad by...
Okay, so thank you for the call, Pat. We've covered that, and I think that this is where...
No, you haven't.
Yeah, we have. This is ridiculous. I've worked here for almost a year, and I know for a fact that we've covered that. I've followed Infowars for 5 years. So maybe not in the exact light that you would like it covered. Maybe we don't see eye to eye on every issue. That doesn't mean that we're Zionist shills.
I represent a group of people that really want to ask a question. Alex Jones and Paul Joseph Watson in the Drudge Report, they all mention bankers, groups of power, elites. But there's one question that he doesn't really want to tackle. What's that? How come every single system of power in America is ran by one tribe of Israel?
I knew he was going to go to the Jews. So the Jews run everything?
Just about.
No.